Years of gaming history full of nations, religions, wars, cultures, businesses, and bandits all come together to make this Minecraft server the world's biggest civilization simulator. On Stoneworks, you can shape the world in your image alongside tens of thousands of other ambitious, creative, and competitive players. This is how you'll make Minecraft history at the IP, play.stoneworks.gg. First, let's try to get into the game. Let's type in the IP and, it says outdated version. So let's go back to my Minecraft profile, version 1.19. There we go. Now we can load in. But I also want to join the Discord, where we can see the world maps, the updates from every nation, and talk to the staff about the problems we have. So I'm gonna come down to the description of this video, how meta, and I'm gonna join the Discord. So here we are, we're loaded into the spawn hub. Now let's choose which of the worlds we want to set up our character on. Rathnir, Eldom, or Treymons. Rathnir tends to be the most cutthroat, geopolitically focused. Eldom is still pretty cutthroat, but it tends to have a less serious community with a bit more roleplay. I mean, one of the most famous Eldom players is a psycho rat man who eats turds and accidentally nuked his own country one time. Treymons is a special seasonal world that has far fewer rules in it than regular Stoneworks. If you want to start your own country immediately, Treymons is your best bet. But I've been working a lot on Eldom recently, so let's go there. We arrive at the world's spawn, so let's do the command /wild to go into the world and explore around a bit. If we're in a town and we fall in a hole that we can't get out of, that's fine. We'll just do the command /wild again, or we'll call out to an admin for help. But I know that you as a new player are ambitious and driven, and you want to start a global empire with yourself as its god king, of course. But remember that when you first join, you're playing with people who have been on here for a while. The guys who already run empires, cornered the netherite market, and know exactly how the server works. Even Luke Skywalker and Frodo Baggins had to start as simple farm boys, so let's just start small and join a town. Oftentimes when a new player joins, established players will try to reach out and say, "Hey, do you want to join my town? Any new players looking for nations to join?" This guy reached out to us about joining his town here. So let's do the command /LA spawn and then the name of his town. We'll teleport there and then they'll invite us with a command. And bing, bang, boom, we're in the town. We can make some friends here, we can build our own house and get gear. We are on our way to becoming the Minecraft God King. But first, we're gonna need a little bit of money. The best ways to do this at first are mining, fishing, selling materials, farming for experience points, and making special brews to drink in roleplay taverns and during wars. Or you can develop more niche but more profitable skill trades like being a mercenary, trading things as a merchant, becoming a PvP bandit, being a casino mob boss, scavenging abandoned towns, or even being a content creator on the server. Yeah, the admins will pay you for that. So a slight time skip, soon you've got some money and you've made some friends by just hanging out. Now, the entire server is pretty much open to you. If you want, you can go out into an unclaimed area and you can establish your own town claim using the command /LA create and then put the name of your town claim. It'll cost $10,000 in game. If you don't want to do that immediately, you can just build in the town you're in, you can roleplay, engage in the nation's geopolitics, make a religion, write your own player's history and stories on the wiki, start a business, pretty much anything you can do in real life, you can do it now. But I can't tell you about all of that in this short video, so maybe watch my other Minecraft videos to learn what other people have done and base your own ideas off of them. Right now though, let's talk about the two most popular things people like to do on here, roleplay and geopolitics. Roleplay is simply telling a collaborative story with other people, so you can write a character for yourself and interact with each other in character. Kind of like a Dungeons & Dragons games if you've ever played that, except it's so much easier to plan and not as difficult. If you get enough roleplayer friends, you can do larger events and storylines, like, hey, let's do an event where we sacrifice a cow to our god at the town temple, and then the admins will show up and they can play as the gods for you. They'll strike lightning, they'll summon awesome supernatural effects, and you can even get enchanted artifacts forged by the gods themselves. Side note, this only works so long as you stay in character. Don't refer to them as the admins and ruin the roleplay. Every time that happens, I facepalm and go, thunk. Or you could be like, hey, let's do a zombie apocalypse event. You guys play the zombies, we'll play the humans, here's a couple rules, and whoever wins this battle gets to plan the next part of the story. If you're more interested in roleplay, I made a video on the roleplayer nation of Anglunia, so watch that at the top right for an example. I'm also putting on screen a list of current cities that are really into roleplay, on Eldom and on Rathnir. So if you're a big roleplayer, if you like creative storytelling or Dungeons & Dragons, try to seek out one of these cities and make friends with the people there. But being in role-playing communities can be kind of small and not super intense. Geopolitics is where the mighty and powerful nations of the server thrive. This part of the game is how you govern your nation, do diplomacy with others, and go to war. You can see the server's geopolitical news in the National Announcements channel in the Discord, where nations declare wars, alliances, events, deaths, all that stuff. Now, if you want sway in geopolitics, you're gonna have to gain some power. And realistically speaking, if you've ever read any Sun Tzu or Machiavelli, power is a function of how much people respect you and how much you can influence them. There's two main ways to insert yourself into power on this server. One, get promoted up the hierarchy of a nation. Or two, rally a group of people to declare a new nation with you as its leader. Let's start with getting promoted, because it's a simpler way to get power. You'll have to get some money for yourself, ask your town or nation leaders what you can do to help out, be smart, successful, and competent enough in the assignments that you take on so that your leaders can trust that you will be good in a position of power. Now, if you're fun to hang out with in the community, and you make sure not to cause any drama or start any conflicts, the leadership of your community will start to like you and accept you into their ranks. So at first, maybe just ask your town mayor if you can plan and build a new district, or set up a market, or recruit new players to the town. In your nation, ask your leader if you can secure friendships in another nation. Try and help them get elected, build roads between the cities, or get materials for the nation's war efforts. It starts small like that, but being friendly, trustworthy, and competent can get you far. Some of the most successful players in this server's history have literally just done that. And bada bing, bada boom, you're a minister, you're a council member, you're the president, and you're the God King. But you don't have to rise to the top of a nation. You can also secede from an existing country to make your own, or stab the leader of your nation in the back and throw a coup. To do this, you're gonna need your own land and towns that you own, a convincing reason to do so, a population of other players, a potential name and flag for the new nation you want to make, and most importantly, allies to help you out. Now, you do not know just how many times I've seen new players come in and they start running around and going,
"The revolution is at hand! Follow me, brothers, into the fight for liberty!"
And then they get killed and kicked out of the town immediately. It's like real-life politics. You can't run around and just do that. Then, announce your country with its flag in the National Announcements channel, and bada bing, bada boom, you're your very own empire now! And you've made an indelible impact on the Minecraft history books. Or you just started a civil war, but hey, still good in the history books, right? So to recap the most basic points in what I'm telling you here, to join and succeed in Stoneworks, you just gotta do two things. One, learn as you play from the people around you. Just join a town, make some friends, and don't be afraid to ask them about stuff. And two, real power in this game comes from your social network. Make friends, be chill, play smart, and you'll probably rise to the top. Now, I do gotta warn you right at the very end. The rulebook we have is quite chunky and thick, but most of these rules only apply in very specific situations. So I'll tell you the difficulties that most new players run into. 1, don't say any slurs or anything offensive. Even saying stuff like kill yourself or calling people retards is enough for a light punishment. And 2, you can't go around griefing people, stealing the town's supplies, and spawn killing people over and over again. But once you get past all of that, there is so much more on this server to do. You might find some glowing bandits running around the world who can kill you and steal your stuff. So when you come around, initiate an emergency town lockdown until you kill them off or kick them out. There are daily giant mythic mob bosses that spawn in, and you need to work together as a team to slay the giant beasts. Not to mention that they'll drop some legendary swords, shields, and tools. You can become a master alchemist and collect recipes for highly demanded war brews. And you'll find your nation and allies going to war and conquering towns, driving your enemies off of their land, and leaving them coping and seething and molding. You can collect books for libraries, create ideologies, philosophies, and histories for your people, and you can build up massive cities that feature in these very videos that you're watching now. On Stoneworks, you can truly remake yourself, be who you want to be, and shape the world in your image. All you gotta do is join today and get started at play.stoneworks.gg. I'm gonna log on right now to hang out. I hope to see you there.